Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone is doing well. Now, the next international window to see Algeria play football is in November of this year, and that's because there's a thing happening called the FIFA World Cup. You may have heard of it. However, we're not in it because we are absolute bottlers, and also people from Gambia like some cheeky paychecks. However, it doesn't mean Algeria won't be playing any football, because we are going to be playing another up to two international friendly games again in the November time frame. Now, a lot of nations have actually realised there's no time, and these are the World Cup nations, there's not really any time. There's like a week, the season stops, and then the World Cup starts. So to play a pre-World Cup warm-up game, it literally has to be in the Middle East a week before. And we've seen the Belgians are going to play the Egyptians in Kuwait. I think Germany are going to play Oman. I think Portugal are going to play Nigeria in the Middle East. So a lot of those games are happening. Now, as much as we love playing games in Qatar, I'd be very surprised, and it could happen, but I think we want to get a game done in Europe. So from what I know, there's going to be two games, one in Europe or Qatar and one in the new Baraki Stadium. Like we had the new Oran Stadium and two games there. We want to do a game in Baraki, probably against an African team that we can beat that isn't going to the World Cup. If we could play someone like, I don't know, Ivory Coast in Baraki, that could happen. But the big talking point is we're going to play a European team or a big world team in Europe that isn't going to the World Cup. We can't really play a team going to the World Cup unless we go to Qatar and play the game, but that's a bit depressing, going to Qatar to not be in the World Cup. It's a bit muggy, that. So, Algeria versus Sweden in November is on the table to happen in the Velodrome in Marseille. That's right, Algeria, Sweden. Now, we played in Europe recently. We played in Austria. We played in Holland. We played Colombia and Lille. This game could well be happening in the Orange Velodrome in Marseille. Now, we know there's a massive Algerian population in Marseille. So in terms of having fans, it'll be like a home game against a Sweden side who are not going to the World Cup, famous for the likes of Zlatan. Of course, they've got Isak now coming through. They've got some good players, you know, Forsberg, Kulusevski, Lindelof at the back. It'll be a really good matchup, and they're no mugs. They're a top team, a big European side in my opinion, always at the major tournaments generally. So Algeria, Sweden in Marseille, it'll be like a home game for us, and we're playing in Europe, which is, you know, you hit two birds with one stone essentially. So really good opportunity to play Algeria and Sweden in Marseille. However, a lot of people are still going to be disappointed because it's not a top tier nation. They want Brazil, they want Argentina, they want England or France, you know, they want that sort of nation. Unfortunately, they've got a World Cup to play. I think Sweden is as good as it's going to get to play in Europe, unless you go to Qatar or the Middle East or something, or like the UAE, to play a friendly against a team that's just about to walk down the road to play the World Cup. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that Algeria are looking to play two games in November. One game potentially against Sweden in Marseille, and the second game against an African team in the new Baraki Stadium in Algiers to get that stadium up and running as well before it's finally used officially in that upcoming Chan tournament. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on a potential game between Algeria and Sweden in Marseille. We know the Algerian population there is huge. Plus, you've got the other people that probably travel to Marseille for that game because of Algeria actually playing in Europe. And of course, every Algerian in France will probably, even if they're not from Marseille, if they're from Lyon or Paris or whatever, they'll go down to watch that game as well. But it's Algeria against Sweden, potentially in Baraki. Would we win that game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you want to see Zlatan against Tuba, or do you want to see Algeria play another African team in Baraki? Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.